Now by Dr. Carlos Oliveira from the Yale School of Medicine, specifically a pediatric infectious disease doctor. Doctor, thanks for being with us here tonight.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So we're seeing these cases right over the state line in New York, calling this pediatric multi-system inflammatory syndrome associated with COVID-19. What does that mean?
Well, we're still learning about this, so we don't know too much. But the gist of it is that there are kids who were tested for COVID and tested positive, and then several weeks or several days later, they're presenting with what we say a severe inflammatory response. So their immune system is overreacting to the viral infection that they had before, and it's affecting multiple organs. And it's new, it's novel. We're just learning about it. So, but we think that there might be a connection with coronavirus, given the fact that it's occurring at the tail of this epidemic.
Reading about this, doctor, they're saying some of the symptoms go in line with Kawasaki disease, also toxic shock syndrome. If a parent's out there tonight, and whether someone they know, maybe a child's been diagnosed with coronavirus, what are the symptoms that they should be looking out for when it comes to this mystery illness that they're calling it?
Right. So coronavirus, regular coronavirus, it may give you a fever, may give you a runny nose, cough, your typical cold-like symptoms. This, what we think is post-infection, after the infection, the original infection has occurred, really presents, the symptoms are really quite different than what we've seen before. And for Kawasaki's or Kawasaki-like diseases, we tend to see, for example, a rash that occurs. Sometimes the first symptom that they'll get is diarrhea, abdominal pain, stomach pain. They might also get redness of the eyes, which is conjunctivitis, and then a prolonged fever. So what we normally see with colds is that your fever tends to last about 3 days on average. And these kids that are coming in tend to have fevers for much longer periods of time. And so if you're a parent out there, and I'm a parent too, the things that we need to try to keep an eye on is that if your kid is your child is presenting or having prolonged fevers, if you're seeing a rash on their skin, swelling of their hands, redness of their eyes, make sure you call your pediatrician and have your child be evaluated by them.
And lastly, you see the number 64 children affected in New York State. That's right over our state borderline. What needs to be done to make this illness not so much of a mystery going forward, as far as it being contagious, treatment options?
Yeah, so we're doing a lot, and especially here at Yale, we're dedicating quite a bit of resources and manpower to studying this at the Department of Pediatrics and the the section of infectious diseases. We're keeping track of all this every day. And so we are looking into it, and we're doing tests. We have lots of studies going on for treatment of coronavirus, and then studies going on to try to figure out what is the reason why kids are behaving differently than the elderly and the adults. And so we're looking into it. This is so new, and we're all learning, and it's only been a few months, believe it or not. And so hopefully in time, we'll be able to track down specifically what's going on, and then we'll be able to target and treat those kids much more efficiently once we know what's going on.
We know it's really new. As updates come out from Yale, please pass them along our way. A lot of concerned parents out there. Dr. Carlos Oliveira, thanks for your time tonight, doctor.
Yes, no problem.